Let's fill up the bumper and quaff the good cheer.
Viva la Delta Chi!
Make merry tonight, O comrades dear.
Viva la Delta Chi! Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor! Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor! Viva l'amor! Viva l'amor! Viva la Delta Chi!
Let's drink to our members, the old and the new.
Viva la Delta Chi!
Wherever they are strong, brave, and true.
So medical school in and of itself is incredibly financially intensive, and it costs upwards of about $50,000 a year on average for 4 years. So that puts an average student in about $200,000 worth of debt by the end of it. In addition to that, I was pursuing my master's degree on top of that, and I was paying for the master's degree out of pocket. So I was requesting more loans from the government in order to cover the cost of that master's degree, because it's something I knew I really wanted to pursue and something that I knew was really valuable to me.
Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor! Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor! Viva l'amor! Viva l'amor! Viva la Delta Chi!
By receiving the Delta Chi Educational Foundation scholarship, I was able to offset a majority of the cost of that master's degree so that I could finish in 4 years with both the MD and the MPH without an additional financial burden on top of it. Additionally, I used the funds to supplement the traveling that was required for interviews for residency. So once you finish medical school, you go into a residency program, and that requires interviews across the country during a 2 to 3 month period. None of that travel is paid for by your school or by the program that's interviewing you. So all of that comes out of pocket as well. So the additional funds from the scholarship, I was able to travel to these programs and interview at programs across the country without that added financial.
Pray God to bless.
Viva la Delta Chi!
Long life to each one and much happiness.
Viva la Delta Chi! Viva la, viva la, viva la.
Hey brothers, my name is Jason Sisk and I'm from the New Mexico State Chapter. I'm also the annual giving coordinator of the Delta Chi Educational Foundation, and that's what I want to talk to you about today, the foundation and how we support you. But first, I want to say thank you so much for putting in the time and the effort to give up your weekend to spend your time learning and advancing your chapter inside of Delta Chi, and in so doing, you're advancing Delta Chi as a whole. So thank you so much for caring so much about the organization that I love, the organization that you love. Delta Chi is a much better place because you're a part of it. So thanks for doing that. Now, you just heard from Ryan Deskamp from the Indiana chapter. He's an awesome brother of ours that is currently working on his residency. He's becoming a doctor. He's working in Chicago in the emergency department at one of the hospitals out there. We're very proud of Ryan. We're very proud that we were able to grant $15,000 towards his education. He has absolutely earned it. He works his butt off, and he does a lot to make sure that he's going to have a wonderful career, and he's going to be a fantastic example of what Delta Chi should be throughout his life. So I'm challenging you to do the same. We want to hear about your accomplishments. We want to hear about the effort that you're putting in school and the effort that you're putting in your chapter, and we want to reward you for that. There are multiple scholarships available that I want to make sure that you apply for today. Go to DCEF.com, go to Foundation at the top of the page, scroll down, there's a Programs and Scholarships link. You just click on that. You can see all the scholarships that are available. We have scholarships that are need-based, scholarships that are based solely on your academics, scholarships that are based on all of your work in the community and your work in your chapter. So go there, make an application today, because the application deadline is March 31st. So we need you to apply for that right now. So head on over to DCEF.com and apply today for those scholarships.
Delta Chi! Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor! Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor! Viva l'amor! Viva l'amor! Viva la Delta Chi! Now hold up our banner, our pride and our boast. Viva la Delta Chi! The red and the buff, we will give it a toast. Viva la Delta Chi! Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor! Viva la...
So what is the Delta Chi Educational Foundation anyway? The foundation has actually been around since 1954, but this is probably the first time that you're hearing about it today, right? The foundation and the fraternity are two separate legal entities. So the Delta Chi fraternity gets its budget and its funding from your chapter dues. You pay for all of the operations. So that's headquarters staff, along with a lot of the educational opportunities that come your way. The leadership consultants, these RLCs, along with some of convention, is all paid for by chapter dues and chapter fees that are paid to the fraternity. The foundation does not receive $1 in funding from the fraternity. The operations for the foundation are 100% funded by the generosity of our donors. So you as undergraduates, alumni around the world, and even our friends and family make donations directly to the foundation to support you. So the scholarships that are paid out, the leadership development program grants such as the A's Academy, the Emerging Leaders Academy, and even the undergraduate interfraternity institute scholarships are paid for solely by our donors. Even the chapter-specific programs such as the chapter housing initiatives and the chapter-specific scholarship accounts are all 100% funded by donors. So we don't ask the fraternity for money. Instead, we go out to individual donors and we ask them to help support the foundation to make sure that we are supporting you in the best way that we can.
Viva la, viva la, viva l'amor, viva la, viva la, viva l'amor, viva l'amor, viva l'amor.
You've now heard who the foundation is. You've heard what and how the foundation supports you and all Delta Chis. And you've even heard from Brother who talked to you about the impact that the Delta Chi Educational Foundation has had on his education, his career, and his life. So now I'd like to talk to you about the 1890 Society. The 1890 Society is the Delta Chi Educational Foundation's undergraduate giving program. We ask you simply to set up a recurring gift of just $18.90. So every year you give just shy of $19. Not a big commitment, but definitely a big statement. There is strength in numbers, gentlemen, and your $18.90 combined with others can make a huge impact. Our goal is to have 600 1890 Society donors every year. We're well on our way this year, and we'd like you to help us get over the top. 600 brothers giving $18.90 a year is $11,340. That is a fantastically big number, gentlemen. That'll send nearly a dozen members to the A's Academy. That could send 10 to 12 members to the Emerging Leaders Academy. That could be over 22 scholarships going out in this year. So that is a huge impact on Delta Chi and its members. So I ask you today to pick up your phone, text the message 1890-1890 to the number 91999. It's going to be on the screen here in a minute. When you do that, you'll get a reply text with a link. You'll click on that link, it'll bring up the giving form. You can give right now. I'm challenging you to join the 1890 Society. You'll help your chapter in the 1890 Society Chapter Challenge. The chapters that have the most 1890 Society members and the chapter that has the highest percentage of chapter members joined gets an award at convention this year. So make it happen. Get your chapter brothers to sign up, and let's hit that 600 mark so that we can do good for Delta Chi. Invest in Delta Chi and invest in the future. Pay it forward, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
In strains that set our hearts aglow, in songs that set our hearts a-tingling.